Hi my dear children, welcome back to our second part of your 8th lesson about birds, right. So, your 8th lesson is about birds. So, today we are going to see your second part, that is the remaining topics of your lesson. So, now let us see about birds, right. So, of course, today we are going to learn about feet and claws. What is this feet? Feet is nothing but the birds help the use the feet to walk. When they walk, they use the feet, and they also, some birds, they will not walk, they will just hop. Okay. So, some birds walk with the help of feet and some birds hop with the help of feet, right. And what is this claws? Claws are nothing but, you can see here, the bird has a long nail like structure, right. So, that is known as claws. So, some birds have claws, some birds they doesn't have claws, right. So, this is claws and this one is feet, right. So, this is the feet and this is the claws. So, now today in this class we are going to discuss, you are going to learn about feet and claws. Now, let us see, according to the feet, the birds are classified into different categories, right. So, now let us see about perching birds. What is this perching birds? So, some birds use their feet to perch. Perch means they will catch the branch of the tree or the wires, right. So, if you take crow, what they do when they sit on the branch or when they sit on the wire or some places, they hold the wire or they hold the branch using their feet, right. So, that birds are called as perching birds, right. So, if you take dove, sparrow and crow, so you can see the bird, right. So, the crow is holding the, using the feet to perch, so that is known as perch, right. So, these birds are called as perching birds. What are the birds that they are called as perching birds? Pigeon, sparrow and crow. So, these birds are known as perching birds. So, they use their feet to perch, catch the places where they sit, either it may be a branch of a tree or it may be any wires or any places, right. Now, let us see the second type of birds, they are known as flesh eating birds. So, you can see vultures, eagles, kite, hawk, they eat the flesh of the other animals like small rodents or rats or any small animals. Say they use their feet to catch the animals. So, you can see here the eagle is catching the prey, catching the fish from using the feet. So, they use the claws. This is known as claws, I told you, right. So, these birds, mostly flesh eating birds, they have claws, that is known as talons. Now, let us write T-A-L-O-N-S. Talons are nothing but, this is talons. So, using the talons, the birds catch the prey, catch the animals and they eat the flesh of the animals. So, these birds are called as flesh eating birds. So, what are the birds that they have talons? Eagle, vulture, kite, hawk, they have talons to catch the prey, to make the prey to stand in their feet. Kaiyila apdiye pudichirukradhukosam they have claws, right. Now, let us see the next one. So, even you can see owl, vultures, so they have talons, you can see here. So, this is talons, right. So, these birds have talons. Next one, scratching birds. So, birds like hen, so you can see the hen feet, right. So, what they do, they usually scratch the ground in search of food, right. So, you can see here also a hen is scratching the ground. So, hen is an example of bird that scratch, right. So, scratching birds or hen, cock, so they scratch the ground. So, that is why they are called as scratching birds. The next one, climbing birds. So, some birds they climb. If you take crow, they will not climb, but some birds like parrot and also other birds they climb. You can see the parrot is climbing, right. So, they climb even if it is a branch or if it is any places, they climb. So, those birds are called as climbing birds. They use their feet to climb. They have front 2 feet and also back side 2, right. So they climb. The next one, wading birds. Wading birds are the birds that they walk on the water usually. For example, if you take the crane, so you can see the crane here, the crane walk on the water. So they walk, that is why they are called as wading birds. So you can see the feet, they have feet like this, okay. So these birds, crane and then heron, these birds are known as wading birds. The next one is swimming birds. So some birds use their feet to swim. For example, duck, swan. So you can see the duck is swimming here in the water. So why it swims? With the help of the webbed feet. So the feet is webbed feet. So you can see the webbed feet. So a skinny like structure that is present in between the toes. So that is known as webbed feet, right. So ducks and swan, they have webbed feet. Using the webbed feet, they swim in the water, right. So that is why these birds are known as swimming birds. So today about the feet, today you have learned what are the different types of birds: perching birds, scratching birds, flesh eating birds, swimming birds, wading birds and climbing birds, right. So now let us see about nest of birds. Why the birds build a nest? Yes, of course they need a shelter to lay eggs or to live, right. So how we need a house, the same way birds also build their own nest. They build with the help of twigs, cotton and threads and small leaves. So the birds use the parts of the plant or some small things. Using that, the birds build the nest, right. So once they build the nest, they lay the eggs and they feed the eggs till the eggs hatch into a new chick or new bird. So the mother bird will take care of the chick, small birds, right. Now let us see what are the birds that they build their own nest. The first one we can see sparrow. Sparrow is a bird that they build their nest using the straw, dried leaves, small sticks. So they use their twigs. So all these things they build a nest. The next one is, of course, this is a tailor bird, right. So the tailor bird use the leaf and they build a nest. So you can see here, this is the tailor bird. The tailor bird use the small sticks or small twigs or threads, dried threads. So they build a nest within the leaf itself. So you can see a tailor bird that build the nest using the leaves, right. Yes. The next one is woodpecker. So you can see the woodpecker. The woodpecker build a nest in the stem of the tree. So they make a hole using their chisel like beak. I told you, no. So with the chisel like beak, they make a hole in the trunk of the tree and they lay eggs inside the trunk of the tree. So this bird is known as woodpecker, right. So the woodpecker build a nest in the trunk of the tree. The next one is, this is weaver bird. In Tamil they will say Thukunanguruvi, right. So they build the nest using the dried twigs, wake coal and then small threads and small cottons, whichever it is available for them. They using that they build the weaving like structure. These birds are known as weaver bird, right. So you can see here the two weaver birds. This is the male weaver bird and this is the female weaver bird. So they build the nest and they lay eggs inside the nest. The next one is some birds, even the flesh eating birds like eagle, vulture, they also build their nest. So if you take eagles, they build their nest in the top height of the mountains. Malayoda male pagadila, they build the nest. So using the dried branches and dried leaves, they make a nest and they lay the eggs. And the same way vultures also lay their eggs, they build their nest in the rocks. So in the gap of the rocks and all, they build the nest, right. So these are the birds that they build their nest. And the one more information I want to tell you is cuckoo. Cuckoo is a bird that will not build their nest, right? So எல்லா பறவைகளும் கூடு கட்டும், பட் குக்கூன்ற பேர்ட், அதாவது இந்த குயிலுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, ஸோ த குக்கூ வில் நாட் பில்ட் அ நெஸ்ட். ஸோ வாட் தே வில் டூ, தே வில் யூஸ் த ஆல்ரெடி பில்ட் நெஸ்ட். அதாவது இப்போ ஒரு க்ரோ வந்து ஆல்ரெடி கூடு கட்டியிருக்கோம் இல்லையா, ஸோ அந்த ஆல்ரெடி கட்டின கூட்டில் இந்த குயில் வந்து என்ன பண்ணும், போயிட்டு முட்டை போட்டு அங்கே வந்து தே வில் live, right, but they will not themselves build the, அதுவா வந்து கூடு கட்டாது, ரைட். அதே மாதிரி எல்லா பறவைகளும் ஒரு வாட்டி கூடு கட்டிடுச்சுன்னா அது அந்த இடத்துல they lay eggs. After that again they will not stay in that same nest, they will build a new nest, right? Yes. So with this your class is over. So now children, in this class you have learned about feet, right? So what are the different type of birds that they have different feet and how they are called as perching birds, climbing birds, swimming birds, wading birds, right, scratching birds, and there are some birds that are called as flesh eating birds, right. So with the help of their feet they are classified into different categories. And also we saw about claws. So claws are nothing but the birds that they have as a nail in their feet. So birds like flesh eating birds, they have claws. So that claws are known as talons, T-A-L-O-N-S. So using the talons they catch their prey and the prey will stay there, right. So they using the talons they catch the prey very tightly, right. So about that today we have saw, and also we saw the nest of the different birds. Nest of birds. So many birds build their nest, but cuckoo is the bird that will not build their own nest, right. So that is what in today's class you have learned. I think everyone saw the movie also, right. So 2.0, so Endiran 2.0, right. So in that you can see many birds like they form, right. So we have to conserve birds because no, we are not the only living things that we live in the world. Even the birds also necessary for us, because all the animals are very important. Likewise birds also very important for us. So we have to conserve birds and try to at least in the summer time you can just keep some water nearby your home or nearby your place, or even you can put some grains so that it will be good for the birds, because of course as a human beings we get water, but during the summer time because of the water scarcity the birds will not get the proper water. So try to keep water or grains during the summer time for the birds. And if you see the birds, don't just leave it, just give food to the birds, whether they eat or not, just you provide the food to the birds, right. Yes children, today class will be useful for you, and today you have to know something about birds, right. So the study of birds is known as ornithology, right. So there is a man who is known as Bird Man of India. He is the ornithologist and he studied only about birds, and he written many books about birds, right. So his name is Dr. Salim Ali. So he is also known as a Bird Man of India. So that also extra information which is not given in your book, but you should learn, because in your higher studies you will learn about that. So who is called as a Bird Man of India? The Bird Man of India is Dr. Salim Ali. So how you saw in that film a man is struggling for birds, the same way Dr. Salim Ali, he struggled so much things about birds and he written many books about birds. So we can, once we read that books, we know more things about birds, right. So thank you children for watching. Have a good day.